Alright, welcome back. We're going to start today with lesson 10.6. This is the surface area of a prism. Surface area of a prism. And this is lesson 10.6. We've already found the surface area of, or the area of a polygon. It's different polygons. And we found the surface area of a circle. And so now what we're going to do is find the surface area of a prism, which means that we're going to find the area of a multi-sided shape. So let's take and begin by drawing a prism. And let's take and go and make our front. We'll make it a rectangle first here. And then we're going to, let's kind of just off to the side here, or we'll move it up here. Let's go off to the side down here actually. Let's go down, and again, kind of make it as congruent as you can, but let's make another rectangle there, and then let's connect those corners or vertices. Now I'm going to have to shorten this just a tad because I think I don't have these congruent, but there we go. Let's shorten that just a tad. Now that's kind of a little mistake there. We'll just take that off right now. So don't pay attention to that little spot. And we're going to label this prism. We're going to say that the width is 4 inches, the length is 5 inches, and the height is 3 inches. So our rectangular prism is 4 inches by 3 inches by 5 inches. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to keep track of our surfaces. So we want to find the area of the whole thing. We want to find the area of the top, the bottom, the sides, and front and back, and so on. So let's make a list of those. We're going to say that we're going to keep track of find the surface area of the top and the bottom of this prism. And so if we're taking a look at the top, the area of the width is, of course, we want to find the length times the width, basically. And so we want the width to be 4 inches, and the length, of course, is 5 inches. So if length and width, we're going to multiply 5 times 4, and so our area for the top surface is 20. And then, of course, the bottom is congruent, so we're going to just say the area again is 20, and it's 20 inches. Inches squared, of course. All these are squared because they are the finding area. Now let's find the area of the front of this prism. So we have the front, we have 4 by 3 inches, so 4 inches by 3 inches, which is equal to 12 inches squared. And again, the same thing, the back here, 4 inches by 3 inches. So we're going to say the back, 4 by 3, and again, that's 12 inches squared as well. Now the sides, again, the sides are congruent, and the sides are 3 inches by 5 inches. So 3 inches by 5 inches is equal to 15 inches, and that's squared. And the opposite side, of course, would be the same, so the second side would be 3 by 5 as well, which is 15 inches, and again squared. Now all we have to do with this is, when we find the area of all of our surfaces, then we want to simply add them up. So in this case, we have 20 plus 20 as inches is 40, 12 plus 12 is 24, and 15 plus 15 is 30. So we add those up, and that would give us 94. So our surface area then is 94, and we're going to say inches squared. So, and we mark that surface area, SA, capital S, capital A, surface area 94 inches squared. So really, just we kind of do the same thing we did with adding up with doing the area. It's just simply we are going to add up all this, when we add up all the sides and top and bottom is included. Now let's move on to another example. Let's take and just to do it one more time, let's do another example of a prism, and this connect the vertices or corners, and this one we're going to make it 5 inches by 5 inches by 5 inches. We'll keep this kind of simple. So again, the top is equal to 5 by 5, which is 25. The bottom, area of the bottom surface is the same, so it's 25 inches squared, of course, inches squared. The sides are 5 by 5, so 25 inches squared. And the other side is equal to 25 inches squared. And then we have the front and the back, and both of those are 5 by 5, so 25 inches squared and 25 inches squared. Now it's kind of nice, this is actually a cube, it's all the same dimensions, so we could just simply say 25 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 25 times 6 would give us 6 times 20 is 120, and 6 times 5 is 30, of course, so 150 total. And if we add them up like quarters, we have 150. That was pretty simple also. So 150 inches squared, and that is our surface area. So SA, which means surface area, is surface area squared. Now sometimes we get kind of a funky looking combination of things, and we're going to do a final example that has kind of multiple sides, if you will. Now this one here, we'll have to stop the video to kind of redraw this, but let's begin by drawing kind of like a boot, and let's go kind of down like this, maybe like 3 lines down, and then across, and then down, and then we're going to make this look like, just kind of like I said, like a boot. Okay, but we want this to be 3-dimensional, so we're going to make a parallelogram at the top, and then same thing here, parallelogram. Keep those parallel, kind of makes our drawing nice and neat. Bring that down. This is going to go right across, and we're going to come right straight down. If we use the lines, it kind of makes it a little bit easier to make our parallelogram. So we have something like that. And we're going to now label this, and we're going to say that the base of this is 6 inches, and the height of this is 6 inches. This is going to be 3 inches here, and this is going to be 3 inches there, and this part right here with this little step is kind of like 3 inches. And then across, so height, and then we're going to go, this front part here is going to be 4 inches right in here. So based on what we know now, if this is 2 inches, of course this is going to be 4 inches as well. So now we want to find the surface area of this figure, and we have to do it in small chunks. So let's take and pretend here for a moment we have the like 2 rectangles. So we have this rectangle, which is 3 inches by 6 inches, 3 inches wide by 6 inches. So we're going to say 3 by 6, which is equal to 18, and we know that's the same on the other side too, because it's going to be the back side. So 3 by 6 is equal to 18. And then we have this here little rectangle spot right down here, and we know that this is 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 is 6, and the opposite side, of course, we can't see, is 3 by 2 as well. So that's going to be 6. So we have now all of this covered, and we have this covered. And then we want to find the, we could do the back side of the boot here, and the height is 6 inches, and the width is 4 inches, so there's 6 inches times 4 inches, which is 24 inches. That takes care of the back side. And then the front side here is 2 inches by 4 inches, so 2 inches by 4 inches. And slowly but slowly we are piecing this all together. So we have 2 inches by 4 inches there. Then we want the top of this boot, and we know that this is 3 inches and this is 4 inches. So 3 times 4 is 12, so we have that boot top done. And then we have this front part here, which is 4 inches by 4 inches. So we have this. So 4 inches by 4 inches, which is 16 inches squared. And then the top part, the very top part up, is 3 inches by 4 inches. So we have 3 inches by 4 inches, which is 12. And then the very bottom, the whole surface on the bottom, we have 6 inches long by 4 inches wide. So we have 6 by 4 again, which is 24. So now, even though this seems like kind of a lot of details, we just slowly but surely, we just kind of piece it together. We piece together just rectangular chunks, if we will, and of course, because we had this L shape in the front, we knew that it was identical in the back, and so that's how we got these two identical sections right here. And now all we have to do, basically, to find the surface area of this whole thing is simply add it together. And something we would use this for example, if you were going to put carpet on steps, you would need to know. Now, of course, if this was really putting carpet on the steps, we wouldn't put the carpet on the bottom or the back side, but you kind of get the idea. So let's take and add all this together. We have 18 plus 18, which is 36. 6 plus 6, which is 12. We have a 24 here and a 24 here, which is 48, actually, so we can put 48. We have a 12 and a 12, which is 24, and a 16 and a 8, which is 24. So now we've kind of covered everything. We added it all together. Let's add it again. So 36 plus 12 is 48, and there's 48 and there's 48. So we have 3 groups of 48. So 48, 48, and 48, kind of adding it up, or 48 times 3 would work as well, which is 120 and 24. So 144 is our total. If we added us all up, our total is 144, and we would say inches squared, and that we would label surface area, because again we are labeling the surface area of this shape. So it takes us a little bit sometimes to piece it all together. This is a kind of a complicated one, but something that is very very useful, because it could be used in lots of places. So we'll stop there. Our assignment will be on for this lesson. Again, it's lesson 10.6, and the assignment will be on page 508. So our assignment for this lesson is page 508.